Hi, everybody. Welcome to Live Sessions. It has been a minute since July that we've hung out, and I am so excited to be back. I want to thank everybody for the time that you gave me for, you know, getting through some pretty tough stuff. So I appreciate everybody, and to all of the fans of LMS for all these years, thank you so much for everybody reaching out and you know, giving me some love too. So I appreciate you all more than you know. But today we have I found this young lady on Instagram one day, just doing my scrolls through, because that's how I like to try and find people to come on, and just was really captivated by her voice, like amazingly. Amazing voice. So I was like, man, we gotta bring this girl on. So with no further ado, her name is Julia Lyons. She hails from Temecula, California, and let's bring her on and have her show.
Hi, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How about you?
I'm doing great. How you feeling today and at the end of the summer and like having such a busy summer?
I'm feeling really good. I thought it'd be more cool today, but we are leaning towards like the 90s slash almost 100 in California. I'm ready for fall. I don't know about anybody else. I'm ready for fall.
Yeah, no, I can't do the hundreds. Nope, stay away from the 90s and the hundreds.
Yeah.
Live in the mountains, so we don't get that high, thankfully.
Really? Oh, you are so lucky.
I lived in California for 3 years, and I left there for that very reason. Once it started getting to the hundreds, I was like, peace, I'm going back to Washington.
I know, I do that too if I could. It's just so hot here. But I mean, I guess a little bit of a longer summer, which is okay. But
yeah. You guys get that extended, like, cool summer, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, you're from California. How long have you been doing music?
Actually, I've been doing it, like, I started singing since I was 2, but I started taking it seriously about 3 years ago. And it's been a wild ride from that point on, but 3 years ago, yeah.
Yeah. What made you kind of take the leap of faith into it?
I don't know. Well, it was more so like a little like, oh, I want to do that moment. I went to a Grand Ole Opry performance.
Okay.
And I'm such a big fan of Carrie Underwood, and she was there, and she sang How Great Thou Art, and like the way that she captivated the audience just with, that song in general. I was just like, oh my goodness, I would love to do something like that. And my family has always pushed me to be musical, even if I didn't want to. Like, I was kind of forced to learn piano when I was younger, but I'm so glad I did because it helped with a whole bunch of other things. And it definitely, my family, and then that instance at the Grand Ole Opry really just made me want to go to the next step.
Yeah. From what I could tell, you kind of debuted, so to say, last year. Is that right? Or did you before that?
My first single?
Yeah.
That was April. That was like beginning. Yeah. So, I mean, still this year, I would say. I think.
Yeah, April of this year? Oh, I thought it was last
year. No, it was this year. I think.
All right.
Yeah.
I got my dates mixed up. Sorry.
No, you're good. I honestly think like these 3 years have just flown for me. So everything that happened is an accumulation of just one summer. So I just don't remember anything.
Yeah, I think that's what pandemic did to everybody. We just don't know where we lie with years anymore. Yeah. So it's kind of like everything is just all one.
I know. It literally fuses together. So, I mean, you can ask me anything. I'd be like, oh yeah, it happened. Just I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely hear that. I feel that. I thought it was kind of interesting that you've kind of been dubbed like the California country girl.
Yeah.
Like, how do you feel about that?
I honestly, I kind of made that name for myself because, the Nashville scene is it's Nashville. I'm nowhere, I can't fit into the Nashville scene because I'm not Nashville. I'm the California country. I mean, we have our version of country for sure. Maybe something
Yeah.
a little bit different, but I'm not trying to be something I'm not necessarily. So I'm bringing
Yeah.
the California country aspect to it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I thought that was a really cool, like, and kind of reading up on you, a really cool way of saying it. Like, that's a really awesome, like, description because it really is different from the East and the West Coast
oh
country.
yeah.
You definitely have Nashville as like the East Coast more
Mm-hmm.
so.
Yeah.
But what would you say is like the difference between the two? Do you have any like any theories as to the difference? What makes you different from Nashville?
Well, definitely the coastal aspect of it. I involve it in my style. I write about the beach all the time. Like
Yeah.
it's something in my song "Miss Me Now," which is actually based off my parents' early love story. It talks about how like they're hanging out by the beach or something like that. Like because that's a big part of my life and.
Yeah.
California, I mean, there's so much to it. Like you have the mountains, you have the desert, you have like the farm area, you have the city life. Like you have a mixture, so you can't necessarily pinpoint one. But we do definitely have that version of country, and I think there is a very big difference between the Nashville and the California country.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you kind of have this vision of going to Nashville eventually and kind of joining that scene, or do you want to stay in the West Coast?
That's where I go back and forth in my head. I always think like, yeah, totally. If the opportunity, if the doors are open, 100%, I'd love to go to Nashville. But so far, the way it's been going is like I've been feeling pretty successful in California.
Hmm.
Just California is not used to the countryside of things, so I guess I'm more country for California, so it's newer to them in that sense. But I would always be open to moving to Nashville if the opportunity comes up, but I'm not going to force anything if it doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah. So I saw that you debuted at Whiskey Jam last year.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
how cool was that?
Oh my gosh. I told myself like about a year ago, I'm like, you're going to play there one day, probably in like a few years. And then I got the call saying, hey, yeah, they want you to play at Whiskey Jam. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I was freaking out inside a little bit, but that was a
Yeah.
blast. My brother got to play with me. He's a fiddle player. So he was
Yeah.
on stage with me too. And it was just like, I could not believe it.
Yeah.
It was really
What an
fun,
iconic stage to play on, you know?
for sure. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a lot of country friends that have played on that stage, some from here. And it's just it's one of those ones that's kind of like on everybody's bucket list. And so
I know.
that's so cool.
I could not believe I got to play on it. I'm so grateful, but still I think about it every once in a while. I'm like, oh yeah, I did that. That's kind of crazy. I don't know. It still hasn't hit me. It's probably gonna take a couple years.
Yeah, yeah. What was your favorite part about playing there?
The energy of the crowd, they were so just engaging. And I debuted actually I was recording in Nashville that day. And I played one of the songs that I was recording and so hopefully I'll release that like next year. But the people loved it. I'm like, yes, I'm glad you guys like it because I've never played it before for anybody else. So
Yeah.
I did that and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. But everybody really just the energy there in the room and just the people that were there to support me it was a blast. So love it.
Yeah. What made you want to debut it there? Like, did you have that plan, or was it kind of
It was really
something you just decided
spontaneous.
to do?
Yeah, just decided to do. I
Wow.
think I needed four. Oh, sorry. What'd you say?
I said, wow.
I needed 4 songs. I had 3 songs out and I'm constantly writing. So I just had to shuffle through ones that I wanted to play. And the one that I debuted was called Heaven Help Me. And I was just like, yeah, let's just do it, even though we've never played it before. And everyone liked it. So I loved it.
Awesome. That's
Yeah.
so awesome.
Thank
How
you.
does your I'm assuming Jackson is your brother, is that right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So how does it feel having him kind of in I noticed on your TikTok you guys are playing covers and stuff like that. And so I was curious, how does it feel to have him kind of in with you doing this whole journey?
It's honestly like just I'm so grateful. we've been raised together since I was born. That's like totally the typical thing.
Yeah.
I feel like we've known each other for a while. So the fact that I get to play with my brother everywhere is so fun. And he's really talented. Like he's just also like a comfort to have on stage, because if I'm like, am I doing okay? And he'll like, yeah, you're doing fine. Just keep going. So he's like that security blanket. But it's so fun. And I honestly can't believe I get to, you know, play with my brother literally everywhere. It's like a blast. So I love it.
Yeah. Does he ever like suggest things to you, or do you guys play together as far as like you know, coming up with songs and stuff? Like how does that work with you guys, that dynamic?
Typically like for gigs and stuff, we have like sort of like a couple days before we have like a little meeting, and we just talk about, okay, we're gonna play this song, we're gonna play this song, you do a little thing here, I'll do a little thing here, don't go this, and we just discuss, because we're kind of like, you know, it's kind of like we're partners in this situation, because he's carrying the fiddle and then I'm doing guitar and singing, and like that's what we're known around town, is like that sibling duo. But he definitely has a lot of input in what I play, because he knows what sounds good, and he's the only person who will honestly tell me. So like he won't sugarcoat. He'd be like, Julia, come on, do not sing it like that, or like, Julia, just sing it the way it's supposed to be, not the way you think it should sound. So he keeps me real, which is kind of which sucks sometimes, but it's also like the truth. We're still siblings.
Yeah, but I mean, that has to feel good that you can go to somebody that will tell you the truth, and not somebody that, you know, if it wasn't good, then, you know, you're kind of stuck with, you know, was it? And they're like, oh yeah, that's great. And you're like, and they're really like, nah, should have done that different, you know, or something like that, you know, where it's got to feel good to have that, that truth there too. And somebody that cares about you and wants you to succeed.
100%. Definitely. I know. For sure.
Yeah. How do your parents feel about you two doing it together?
They're just like, I think they're constantly living in shock that we get to do this. Like, all the things that I post, I'll be like, hey mom, I'll be playing here today. She's like, I didn't know that. What? When were you gonna tell me this? And I'm like, oh yeah, sorry, I should have mentioned that. And it was like a big deal. But they just go around town with us, and they just watch, and they're like, yep, those are our kids. And then they just enjoy the ride. They absolutely love it. So yeah.
Have you do most of your fans know that it's your brother? Do they have anything they say about it?
They think it's really cool. They think it's because we go live streams all the time, and they just see our dynamic, and it's kind of funny because we don't take each other too seriously. Like, we'll tell each other straight up, like, come on, don't do that, or like this and that. But I think people really like the sibling dynamic and the way we get along. Like, of course, we're still siblings. We're gonna like fight or something. But we're everyone likes it a lot for sure. It's fun.
Yeah. On this journey kind of catapulting you up, do you kind of see him coming with you the whole way and going all the way?
100%. I don't think we would separate in this, because he's definitely like, in a way, he launched me into this, like, oh, people know her because she has her brother who's a fiddle player. He comes everywhere with her. And then he's known because of me, and like we just bounce off each other. So probably till like I end this career, he will always be coming with me just everywhere. And I'm not complaining. It's really fun.
Yeah, no kidding. Going all over the country with him. That would be you have your own built-in best friend at that point.
Exactly. Yeah. I know. It's really fun though. I love it.
Does he get to kind of have any input into where you guys go or where you play or anything, or?
No. That's just No, I plan it all. I'm the one who like, I book most of the things. I'm like, hey Jack, we're playing here. And he's like, okay. Like, we'll be playing the San Diego County Fair. All right. Jack will be playing Whiskey Jam. Okay. Like, he just kind of has to go with whatever I have to say.
Yeah.
He's not complaining though.
Did he have his own kind of career, so to say, before you started, or is that where his fans come from?
He's only 17, so he's still like in high school. I mean, I'm only 19, so I'm in college, and he's still like figuring out what he wants to do. But so far, like on the weekends, like he just plays with me everywhere. So that's kind of his main thing right now. But that, and then high school.
Yeah. That's cool. I knew you were 19. I thought he was older.
People always assume we're older, and I'm like, guys, we're not even allowed to play in this part of town, but we still do.
So how do you get away with that with playing like maybe in bars or stuff, or do you purposely plan so he can be in there?
We just go in. Like they really can't. We're the performers, and most people don't know that I'm 19 and he's 17. And when I tell them, they're like, "Oh, oh shoot!" And
Yeah.
but we had one gig where it was kind of like an actual like it was a bar like it was a total like throwing glasses kind of bar.
Yeah.
It was a rowdy one, and I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this. But they made us during our break, they made us stand outside. We couldn't hang around in the bar. We had to go
Yeah.
outside of it, and it was kind of funny because you're like, well, we're playing. It was really
Yeah.
fun, but yeah, it is what it is when it comes to those situations. You just have to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. What's been your favorite place you've played so far? Do you guys have one, or do you have one?
I have two actually. No, I have three. We played the San Diego County Fair. That was
Yeah.
really, really fun. Me and my brother did that. We did not know what to expect, but it was a total blast. And then we did a headlining show in Kernville, California, and the whole town showed up. And it was just, I had my band there, I had my brother, my mom came, and that was really fun. And then there's Whiskey Jam. So I have three.
Yeah. Yeah. Those
Can't
sound like pretty legit. I would choose those too.
Yeah. They're fun.
So I saw that you had been in a competition last year at the North American Country Music Association, I think is what it was, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And you had won 3 awards for your music, like female vocalist of the year,
Yes.
songwriter of the year, group of the year. Like, how does that feel being just kind of jumping in and now you're winning awards for them?
I know, it was absolutely crazy. Funny thing is there's the song that got that won for my category. Yeah. I didn't enter. It was my vocal coach who entered it secretly, and then it ended up winning. And I'm like, yeah. What the heck? That was crazy. But it was totally a surprise and shock. And it's not saying I didn't have any like faith in myself. It was more so I did not know what to expect. And then when I ended up winning those, I was just like, wow, I could do it. And then it was just very exciting.
Yeah. You did first place on I think 2 out of 3, or was it all of them? I can't remember.
I think it was 2 out of 3. I think
2 out of 3, yeah. But I mean, that's great. How many people were like in each category?
I don't know. I know it was a good amount because it was people from all over North America. So everywhere. It was. I think there's like some Canadian contestants and just a whole bunch of people. So I know there's a good amount.
Yeah. Did you, so being, it looked as if you had to perform the songs, right? And sing was it for the judges or the whole audience, or how did that work?
So for the competition, you had to pick a song and you had to perform it, and then they judged you based on your performance and vocal ability. And then the song, the one that I wrote, like got like sent in through like an audio, and they heard it and they're like, yeah, you won. Which is cool.
That's fantastic. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's really amazing to have that, to have some awards showing like that you're doing well in this, and that people see that and really respond to it, you know?
Yeah, it's a blast. I can't believe it. I'm in shock like every day.
Yeah, I was impressed to see that. Oh, there's my dog telling my cat to get down.
If I had my cats or dog in here, they'd be like going crazy. So I totally understand.
Yeah, I have basically 4 kittens, and so I have 2 1-year-olds, a 5-month-old, and a 2-year-old, and they all just are nuts, I swear. So my dog is constantly telling them to chill out.
It's so cute though.
Yeah, they're good. They're good animals. So I thought it was kind of funny you had this post on your TikTok of song, or not funny, sorry. Emotional. Sorry. I was kind of thinking emotional. Of songs that kind of like hit close to you when you're writing them. How many of those have you had? Like, do you ever like get to a point when you're writing where it's just like too much, you know?
Oh yeah, 100%. I know. I feel like because when you write songs, you just take bits and pieces of your life and also other pieces of other people's lives, and you just like
Yeah.
accumulate it together. And then sometimes it just hits too close to home where you're like you have a moment and then you have to recover and then you finish writing and then you have to play it out and then you start crying again. And
Yeah.
it's an emotional roller coaster because depending on what song, like you could write a sad song or like a breakup song or like, you know, a heartfelt song, and just depending on that, it's that emotion that comes with it. But yeah. I've had moments where I just could not write the song.
In that process, do you have to like kind of walk away and come back and reset yourself? Like, how do you get through that?
I feel like I've gotten better at this from this recent couple months, but talking about it with my mom, it really helps. Like, I'm like, Mom, I'm writing this song and it's just too much. And she's like, well, you know, it's like if it's that heartfelt to you, then it must mean something. And she's like a rock in my life. Like, she's totally like helps me stay grounded. So just talking to her really helps me like through those kinds of things.
Is she also musical? Like, does she play or sing or anything?
No, I think she played like the flute when she was like 10. But that's
I think
it.
all of us start that. Most of us that were in the 90s, that's where we started as doing music. That was me too. I was 9 and I started playing. It's either the piano or the flute, one of the two. Like, I have yet to find anybody that started with something different. So she didn't carry on the music. You guys just kind of did it for yourselves. They were.
That's exactly cool. And we picked it up kind of randomly. My brother played for like 8 years classically, and then he picked up the style of fiddle. And then I was taught piano. It was either flute or piano, so I picked piano. And that was like since I was 7, but I really didn't register that. But when I picked up guitar, that's when it like took off for me. But
how was that first time writing your first song? Do you remember writing that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
It was interesting. I think actually the first song I wrote at a songwriting camp, but the first one that I released, which was Girl Next Door, that one was fun because it's a true story. And that's what I think is funny, because I always write songs that are based off of actual events. And more so, they could do people really dirty, but like no one's gonna know because I don't name drop or anything. But it's really funny because I write all these songs based off real people. But it was fun writing my first one.
Yeah. Do you perform it now, or is that one you just kind of keep hidden away?
I do perform that one still. Since it's the first one and I wrote it when I was 16, I'm like, oh, come on, Julia.
Oh, there you go.
You're so dramatic. It was such a dramatic song. But yeah, I still do.
Do you ever look back and go, yeah? So I have songs where I look back and I'm like, yeah, I'll probably never, that one will never see the light of day.
I do that all the time. I'm like, you will never, no one's gonna ever hear you. What were you thinking writing something like that? Like, that is foul. So yeah, I have like thousands of those songs.
I have quite a few, and I'm like, well, never. A lot of people try and go through the backlog and they're like, oh, this is a great song. And I'm like,
I'm like, just don't repeat that one. We'll just let that stay there.
We're gonna forget that happened. So you have the couple songs that I've seen that you have Miss Me Now, Girl Next Door, and then you just released Don't Call Me Crazy. And so, you know, from those 3 songs, like, how was it going from each song? Like, did you kind of, what was the feeling going into each one of those songs and trying to get across your message?
Well, for the first one, which was my debut single, Girl Next Door, like that one was very, I feel like, relatable in the sense of like, you know, there's that guy you don't feel interested in, he feels interested in you, you're basically saying no. And that was based on a true story. And then, you know, for like a sadder song, I have Miss Me Now, which is based off my parents' early love story, which they're fine now because they've been married like 29 years. And then for Don't Call Me Crazy, I'm like, oh, I have to have a fun performing song. Like, I have to have something like that. So then I wrote Don't Call Me Crazy, also based off a true story. And I think that they all give different messages, but they're all kind of like, I don't know, except for Miss Me Now, like funny and witty in a sense, and like
Yeah.
very relatable. So I
Yeah.
appreciate that about those 3 songs.
Yeah. How do your parents feel about you writing a song about them?
Oh, she cries every time I sing that one. My mom and my dad's just like, oh, but my mom is just like a puddle by the end of like the first chorus. She just can't,
Yeah.
she can't really take it, but in the best way.
Yeah. How did
Yeah.
you, let's see, play that for her for the first time? Like how did you go about that?
I was like every single song, I'm like, hey mom, I got a song. Do you want to hear? And she's
Yeah.
like, sure. And then I'm like, okay, this one kind of has like, I don't know, I kind of based it off of you guys, like in the beginning, because their, early marriage was like not good at all. They were like about to get a divorce. And then like obviously it worked out. But like
Yeah.
it was just about like how they were the ones hurting each other rather than like everything else. And I played it for her and she was just like, oh my gosh, like it took her back. And I was just like, oh wow, I didn't know it affected you as much as it did. So, but she
Yeah.
totally.
That's so cool. That's so cool. What a way to give back to your parents,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, like being able to write something about them. That's so cool.
Yeah, thank you.
I have to say your newest song, Don't Call Me Crazy, that that chorus is fire. Like
Thank you.
I love that. The whole cuz I'm done cleaning up your mess, taking kerosene, burning up your reputation, watch me cause a scene.
Yes.
I was like, this is genius. Like
Thank you. Thank you.
it goes on from there obviously, but like
Yeah.
I was like, this girl's got it dialed in, like completely
you.
dialed in. And it's such a good vibe and such a good like song, and has a really great like fun, yeah, like witty, you were saying, message of just like, whatever, dude.
Yeah.
Go.
It's like, yeah, exactly. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. Does the person that you wrote that about, since you're saying it sounded like the person you actually know, and it was about a certain guy.
Yeah.
Does he know that you wrote this song about him?
No, he's too narcissistic to care, which is fine.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he does not know. But everybody else knows it's about him.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody's told him, but I don't think he knows, and that's okay. He's just gonna live out of the loop, which is fine.
Well, how would you feel if he found out?
I don't know. I'd be like, yeah, that's what you get. I mean, if you do me dirty, I'll write a song about you. Which is, I feel like that's total like Tales of His Time story of like, every songwriter. But I mean, it's the truth, and it's good inspiration.
Really yeah. I do too. I mean, I swear to God, I have the first album that I will release will have literally all of them are breakup or I love you songs, so I totally understand. I love it. I love it. So you do covers on TikTok, and it seems as if you really take them to heart and listen to your fans as far as what they want to hear. And have you had any favorites that kind of shocked you that your fans have asked you to play?
I think the song recently was Linger.
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
And actually kind of did very well on TikTok, actually. But we played that. One of my best friends suggested that song, Grace. And she suggested Linger, and I'm like, oh yeah, sure. And everyone was requesting Linger, do Linger. So we did a cover of it, and everyone like loved it. So I was shocked about that. Yeah. But we do listen to what the people want. So definitely.
Yeah. That specific one is like one of the 3 or 4 that I watched, and I was very impressed that like your brother really held his own in that video, and you're playing with like a pan.
Oh my gosh!
Amazing.
Oh my gosh, that one's like, okay. So there's 2 Linger videos. I gotta clarify. So there's 2. There's one TikTok trend where you do a voiceover of these 2 girls and add a pan, and then there's another one where we did an actual cover of him playing violin and me doing it. But there was a TikTok trend going. It was like a widespread trend of like you doing a voiceover of these 2 girls, and I took a frying pan and I started singing with it as like a joke. No, he's not really singing at
No,
all.
I kind of figured that out, but I thought it was hilarious. I was like, this girl is country. She's playing a 90s kind of at the time rock song and totally making it hilarious by making him sing it and her play with a pan. Like I was dying. I thought it was the best thing ever. Like that was great.
Thank you. That was it was really funny to make because me and him, we can't, like, that what I mean about like not taking ourselves seriously. Like even in gigs, like if we see something funny, we'll just like die laughing. And in making videos, it takes us like at least like 10 times to make a video because of our like, we laugh at the stupidest stuff and it's not even funny and we just laugh and it's dumb. And then to make that video, you can see him crack at the end and he's just dying. I'm like, okay, whatever. But it was funny. It was really fun to make.
Yeah. Do you guys try and follow the trends, or do you just do TikTok just to have fun and play music?
I mean, like, if a trend pops up and it fits our, like, we're not going to do every single trend because it's hard to keep up sometimes, but ones that fit for us, we definitely try and hop on those ones because it's fun. I mean, like, it looks fun to do. I mean, if it's totally weird and, like, dumb, we're not going to do it because I feel like we just cannot handle that ourselves, but we try to jump on as many as we can.
Yeah, for sure. Did you find that it was easier to kind of get more fans through TikTok, like most kind of younger musicians these days, like Tate McRae and all these other people? Did you find it was easier to get fans that way, or through Instagram, or just kind of playing around and around the town?
I think honestly TikTok has definitely opened the doors for us, as in like reaching more people. Like we do live streams and we hit like at least like 700 people at some points. Like it's crazy. And we're just like playing. Like this is what, like we either practice or like do song requests and or laugh or just like talk, and just people absolutely love it. And we love it too because we get to connect with people even though if it's not in person. But I'd say TikTok is like probably the best way.
Yeah. Do you have any fans you kind of know through either any of your social media, but do you kind of know some of them that like respond consistently or come on consistently, or
yes, we do
comment consistently?
Also in a lot of our town too. Like there's a lot of people who follow us around, which is really cool. Like in the best way, not in a creepy way, but like they just come around to all of our gigs and have like there's this couple who we met at one of our gigs in Canyon Lake, and they gave us like a welcome home present. It was so sweet. Shout out to Larry and his wife. They gave us a little welcome home present from playing Nashville. So they come everywhere, which is so sweet.
That's so cool. That's actually how I kind of got into local music before you were born. And I was 19 when I did it, and we followed around Brandi Carlile and went to all of her shows, and then eventually a couple years later I got to open for her, and so you just never know, it's just a cool I was like 20 when I opened for her, and at one of the better places in Seattle to play. And so I kind of think that's amazing that you have your own, because that's how you kind of grow, I think, as get your people, and the people that really support you and stuff. And I still do. I mean, there's plenty of bands I go see, 20 or something times a year. So it's definitely something cool and have those kind of fans. But yeah, I mean, to be able to be, right out of high school and have so many fans, like, does it feel kind of surreal, like going into adulthood going, man, I'm kind of, a big deal already?
I feel like I'm at the foot of my career still, but I feel like the group of people, the people I surround myself with and the people that I run into, like coincidentally, are just so, it makes me look at this life and feel like, oh wow, I want to do this. I want to continue to do this. This is something that people enjoy. This is something that I enjoy. And if, I get to put out music that I love and people love that, and my brother gets to come along, it really is just an excellent, amazing journey. And the people who are a part of it make it they make the journey. It's not
Yeah.
anything else. It's really just the people who support and show up and cheer you on that make it worth it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I agree with that. That it is really, I think it's cool. I think you get to choose who your fans be, you know, almost to a
Yeah.
sense, you know, and who you're going to surround yourself in and
Mhm.
support you through the whole thing. So
Yeah.
I feel like you've kind of catapulted, even though you're still kind of in the cusp of it all. I mean, you've done a lot more than a lot of people have done in just a couple of years, you know, like it's really cool.
I give it to God because I have no control in this life. Like it's been from one step to another of just things that I couldn't do by myself or without my family. And I think that, you know, I think I was saying it's like I dream big and I work hard because you
Yeah.
can't do one or the other. And then you have faith involved, which is like essential. But I can't believe this journey I get to go on. I'm grateful every single day, and I have to like smack myself every once in a while, just like, girl, do you realize what you get to do? This is
Yeah.
crazy. But yeah, I
Yeah.
love it.
That's so cool. I saw that you were on you had posted about being like an inspirational story in Nashville. What was it like to have that kind of come out and showcase you?
That was crazy. It was a little bit of like a deep dive into Julia Lyons, like how it
Yeah,
started, like which was cool. I wanted people to know like how it began because it's an interesting story. It's very random. I mean,
yeah,
from like going from, oh, you know, you're in high school, you're still figuring out college, and now you jump into country music. Like, what the heck? How did that happen? That's so random. But I'm really glad I got to share my story, it was a wonderful opportunity. So I loved it.
yeah, yeah. Did you want to start in country?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, for
That's
sure.
what I thought. I kind of read that it felt like you wanted to, and so I was kind of put off there for a second. I was like, man, I thought she kind of wanted to be in country.
Oh yeah, it was always country music. My parents had a big influence on like, you know, what do you want to pursue? And I love pop and I love rock and I love, you know, I love pretty much most of the genres. But country I really resonated with because of just the aspect of storytelling in the song specifically. And just
Yeah.
my parents' influence in like, you know, what I listened to as a kid and what I wanted to replicate and who I wanted to be. But it was always country. I think it will forever and always be country.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's so great. That's so great. I
Thank you.
and to know what you want to do so young is rare, you know? Like most people don't. So it's really cool that you kind of just jumped in, you know, with
Thank
all
you.
your faith and all and both feet and we're like, "All right, here we go."
Yeah.
Like see what happens.
Exactly. That's what I'm doing. Thank
So
you.
this year you won a Josie Award, right?
Yes.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
did that feel?
Again, I'm like, what the heck? That's just so random. Yeah, I got nominated twice. I think I'm gonna be able to make it out. I think possibly. If not, then
Yeah.
I'll be watching from California. But that was crazy, and that was for Girl Next Door,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is crazy. But yeah, I'm very still shocked about that. I really don't know how to process something like that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you're just kind of right out there in the front runner of a lot of people, and I think it's so cool. Like
Thank
it's just
you.
to see you have all these nominations and to see you play Whiskey Jam and just all of these things that like people it takes them years to do, you know, and you're just like checking them off like, left and right.
It's crazy, honestly. Like, I feel bad for my parents because they're just like, Julia, you got another kid? Come on. Why don't you just get a free weekend off? And I'm like, I know. Uh-oh. I think it. Uh-oh. I think it. Mhm. Mhm.
with her. Okay. Cool.
There?
Yay!
Yay!
Okay, well, hey, live is live, right? Sorry, everybody, my phone died. Okay, so I'm gonna be in a different spot so my phone can charge. But I think we should just go to you singing really quick, and let everybody hear you sing. I think that's what everybody wants anyway. So let's do that.
Okay.
Make up for the pause for a moment.
A little intermission. It was okay. We needed one.
Yeah, right.
Should I play my new song? Don't Call Me Crazy?
Yeah. How about this? We have you've got about 10 minutes. So why don't you play like maybe 2.5 or 3 or whatever you want to do, and then we'll leave and we'll be good to go.
That'll be good. Let's do that.
All right. So you take
cool.
it away.
Sorry, you froze.
Yeah, just go ahead and take it away.
So I'm done. It's 3 a.m. I've had enough of this one-sided conversation. Hang up the phone, get some sleep. Cut the ties I found and made. Take your car, drive it slow. Darling, I'm a dead-end road, so move on. Don't give me a call. Well, looks out, run dry. Numbers don't bother at all. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. I'm taking kerosene, burning up your reputation. Watch me cause a scene. The time you kill and wasted can never be replaced. It's a shame you've always blamed it on me. Yeah. So don't call me up and don't call me baby. I won't bother picking up. And don't call me crazy. Still messing around. Well, get on with it. Hang up when you're out on the town. You play the game, you fly too high. Still that kind of guy to crash a car, wreck a world. And they blame it on the girl, so when you're out with the next best thing, well, just the liar that you are, will say bye-bye to my heart. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. I'm taking kerosene, burning up your reputation. Watch me cause a scene. The time you kill and waste can never be replaced. It's a shame you've always blamed it on me. Yeah. So don't call me up and don't call me baby. I won't bother picking up. And don't call me crazy. So call someone who cares. Kiss that easy life goodbye. Hope you learn a little something and give honesty a try. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. I'm taking kerosene, burning up your reputation. Watch me cause a scene. The time you kill and waste can never be replaced. It's a shame you've always blamed it on me. Yeah. So don't call me up and don't call me baby. I won't bother picking up. And don't call me crazy. No, don't call me baby. Don't call me crazy. No. So that was Don't Call Me Crazy. Let's see. We'll do With Me Now. before you leave. You're taking the vinyl, you're taking a key, but not to my heart, to an apartment name, a place we called home where that we would stay. And before you go, pack up your things. I left one of my favorite picture frames of a trip to the beach with the names in the sand, and we danced to the waves, sway to the band. Like a child in the water, we hold each other apart. Who'd have thought of all people we'd be the ones that break our heart? And you're driving away in your fast car and sleeping on somebody's couch. So here I am in bed, hoping you miss me now. When you're on the highway, the radio's on tune to my favorite station that the chicks would come on, and baby they'll play Cowboy Take Me Away. Remember when you heard that song at karaoke night in the corner downtown? You and your friends were messing around, not looking for love. Then there I was. Right now you're off skipping town, like a tide in the water. We hold each other apart. Who'd have thought of all people they'd be the ones to break our own heart? And you're driving away in your fast car and sleeping on somebody's couch. So here I am in a bed, hoping you miss me now. Ooh, yeah. Oh. And maybe we'll fix this in the long run. Oh, but solitude can really get the best of you when you're missing that special someone. Like a tide in the water, we pulled each other apart. Who'd have thought of all people we'd be the ones to break our own heart? Oh, and you're driving away in your fast car, you're sleeping on somebody's couch. So here I am in a bed, hoping you miss me now. In my bed all alone, well, hoping you miss me now. Please come home when you know how I miss you now. Just two. Thank you.
Dude, I love your music and your voice. You're just so such a beautiful voice, man.
Thank you.
I love it.
I'm getting over a little bit of laryngitis. I had it because I played like 4 shows like last weekend. So
yeah.
Getting over it. But thank you. Appreciate
you did great. I mean, thank you. I wouldn't notice.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, it is so great having you on, Julia. You are just a delight. And everybody go follow her. You know, why don't you tell them your socials and stuff?
Oh, yes. Go follow me at Julia Lyons Music. That's JuliaLyons. And that's on every platform. So TikTok, YouTube, Instagram.
Yeah. Fantastic. Well, everybody, she's so great. I just hope you go and support her. And she's got a new song out.
Yeah.
So go support that and rock out to that because it's a really awesome song. We've all been there, I swear. So let's just support her. I hope you come to Seattle and play for us. Like, I hope you get to the point where you can. That would be so cool to see you live play live.
That'd be really fun. I'll bring my brother too. That'd be fun.
Heck yeah, man. Bring the whole family.
That'd be fun. That'd be really, really fun. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But all right. Well, thank you for coming on, Julia, and I'm sorry for the technical difficulties.
Oh no. Thank you for having me, and no worries.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell your brother we all say hi. And all right, everybody. That's it for today. You know, follow us, subscribe, share, all those good things. So we can bring on more artists and have more fun with people. So it's all about the music. So let's do it. All right. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.